good time, and it's an honor, bro, to
No, I,
be in
appre-
this space with you,
I
bro.
appreciate you having me, man.
Honestly,
I haven't sat in this seat I haven't sat in this seat right here. Actually,
I
I've
was
never sat in this seat.
wow,
Yeah, so
wow.
I feel it feels interesting.
No, that felt good. I would say like being a driver, majority of the time, it feels sometimes it feels good sitting in that passenger seat.
Yeah,
You know
hey,
what I mean?
I do that all the time when I'm in my car. I'm like, yeah, it feel good. I've sat in the back seat. You ever sat in the back seat of your car
Like twice.
and like somebody drove?
And somebody
It's
drove.
very interesting.
It is. It is. It feels so different.
It feels great though.
No, it does. Today's episode will be great. It will be a doozy. We're gonna talk about the transition and the maturation from going from boys to men. That was the reason for the song. Boys to Men, Motown Philly, one of those
Man.
classics.
Man, can I speak on that song?
Yes,
real quick?
sir. Yes, sir.
So I watched the like documentary on them or whatever. I didn't know how impactful that song was. Like I didn't realize how the R&B at that time with that Motown Philly shifted R&B music at the time. So I didn't really realize the impact it had on the music game. And so that song is much more than we know. I mean, it's way more impactful than we know.
Absolutely. And just to touch bases with you too, it's so many intricacies when you find out about stuff about music. So New Edition's Michael Bivins, he brought the New Jack Swing. He was like boys to and he was like, they really they turned up. They got some classics too, though. They got they boys to men powerhouse.
Listen, and they they were the first real boy band. Like for real.
No, for real.
Like for real.
We think, wow.
Like think about it. It was the first real
boy band.
I mean, they had like New Edition, but New Edition was like raunchy. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, they were.
Boys and Men was across the board. Like
what people will call crossover or like just that was universal.
Your mama, your grandmama, everybody can listen. Everybody can listen to Boys and Men.
To this day.
To this day.
Wow. I appreciate that tip, man. Yeah, classic, man. I just love good music, man.
Yeah.
Easter Sunday. We coming off of Easter Sunday, but I just want to tap in real quick. Happy belated Resurrection Day to all those that celebrate. But it was a good weekend, in the sense of just being able to be with family, and I would say now extended family. So my lady, we've developed this tradition now, so we do Easter all the way out in Corona. Right?
we were talking about how everybody always far when
the whole something.
Man, they ain't never local.
No, it was a good time though.
That's what's up, man. I didn't do nothing for Easter.
Okay.
I was in the house. Danielle had some cakes to deliver. I think I went to my pop's house to watch the end of one of the games.
Yeah. I mean, that's something though.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But
nothing to do with Easter.
Yeah, but hey, we never said it have to. No, but just diving into this conversation, man. Boys to Men, I think it's real interesting. Think about the maturation process of coming to from adolescence to adulthood. Mm-hmm. And there's some things that happen in between that thought process, or of course you got puberty and all that, but that's just not it.
Yeah,
that's just not it. There is a transition that happens and it clicks, and we're gonna get into those conversations. But I'll ask you to start us off, man. Just share some of your fondest childhood memories of like when you were a kid or like a boy. You knew you was a boy. You got too much responsibilities, and like what type of activities transpired within that time.
It's interesting. I gotta say this because Compton Mania is coming on TGN Sports tonight.
Shout out to Compton Mania.
Wrestling with my cousins, man. Wrestling with my cousin. I just sent out the notification. Wrestling with my cousins was like top tier fun. Like I don't know what it was, but wrestling with my cousins, man. Like I got a lot of cousins. So, and we all around the same age, and that was like the funnest part of my childhood.
Man, listen, bro. I'm right there with you, bro. Because you got to think too. Around that time, like our childhood time, wrestling was the number one draw. Bro. You talk about The Rock, Stone Cold Steve Austin, The Undertaker, all of these different characters that you could go around and like really flex your testosterone in a certain way.
Was it true I was talking to about how impactful Stone Cold Steve Austin was?
Yes, we had that conversation.
Like I didn't realize how important, like black or white, he was white trash, period. Like bro, the epitome of it, right? But every black person loves Stone Cold.
So Steve Austin, bro. 316, Stone Cold.
I ain't never seen young black people love no white person that much. Maybe Bill Clinton had it at one point, but that's it.
I don't think he even had it like Stone Cold.
Yeah, no. But childhood wrestling was like a huge part of my childhood.
So, that's dope, bro. I would say the same for myself. We used to try to duplicate the wrestling matches. So I definitely I gotta catch a Compton Mania's live because I still have an affinity for it.
Yeah.
You know, and I just remember just in that same spirit of just being outside. Right, being outside, and we just do like a multitude of things.
Old mattresses.
What?
Everybody got bed bugs.
I'm still a pillows from the homeless man for these matches. We jumping off the roof to branches. And within that, I think about when you are a kid, you just go for it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Care. It's like no pressure. You like, I don't care about breaking no arm.
Well, see, think about this. I was talking to this with shout out to Michael, which is my daughter's stepdad. We was talking about that.
Yeah.
We was talking about you never seen a kid tear ACL, have you? Think about that.
What? That's deep.
Let that sit in for a second.
You never seen a
kid tear ACL, MCL, tear nothing. They'll break something. They'll bust their head. They never tear.
Wow.
Nothing. Like them super long injuries, no Achilles bust, none of that.
No lasting or long injuries. Wow.
Think about it. Yeah, let that sit in.
Yeah, I had to. That like it's something that I never thought about because you think about breaking a bone, but like a tear,
never.
Nothing. That's wow.
You think about that, never.
And I think that same type of energy and essence of just living as a kid exists in the same spirit.
You know it
because you like, all right, how much trouble can I truly get in? You know what I mean? It's like, all right, I may get on punishment, I may get my ass whooped,
but you know you're gonna get that kid pass. Like you know you got it.
Exactly. Exactly. Yep. So you know, just being a kid, you able to just enjoy life in a certain way and just experience it. And I wonder too, making that transition to teenager to adolescence to then understand I'm a young adult, and then you realize you look up, I'm a grown ass man. It's all on me.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So all those things like have process. So I want to like go into thinking about that kid that was we was outside, said was on the bikes, wrestling and all that, turning it over to then what was the shift to teenage? You know what I'm saying? Process. Because that's when the girls get involved. Or that's what like the
maybe that was the shift right there.
Yeah, the likeness of another person, I would say. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But yeah.
Puberty.
Yeah. Puberty.
Yeah.
That's puberty's interesting.
It really is.
Puberty's interesting.
It really is.
I was a late bloomer, bro. I didn't get no sperm until I was like 15. Everybody was like, yeah, I just got the wet dream. I'm like, y'all waiting on mine.
I mean, I was 4'11" in 9th grade.
Wow.
So I really
4'11" in 12th grade. Thank God for 5'7" and a half.
Man, so yeah, so I didn't catch a girl. I don't think I ever call my girl spurt, but I didn't even grow a little until about like coming to the end, like summer of my sophomore year. Like that's when I really started to kind of come into, I guess my age or, feel like I was
feeling your man body, feeling yourself.
Exactly.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
I remember my knees was hurting. Remember my knees were hurting super bad. Did you experience that?
I did with that little growth spurt that I did.
Oh my God, that was killing me.
I thought I was gonna be 6'5" the way my knees
right.
Like real tough.
That shit didn't do nothing.
We talked a little bit about that too earlier. How all the kids nowadays in high school 6'5".
All of it.
Minimum.
It's the food. You got some comments right here in the chat too. I see them. Yeah,
comments
shout out
in
to
the
the people
chat.
in the comments.
Shout out to the people.
All
right.
They right up there in the StreamYard. Go up. Now we gonna catch y'all. Don't worry. Right there where you see a little.
Yeah. Boom. Yo, we there, baby.
Yes, sir.
I'm telling you, I'm gonna be an expert at this.
Chats.
We on the chat.
That's my man Felix, man, from We Don't Make the Rules.
Oh,
he
man.
Said, man, I always got to drive to San Bernardino for the holiday. Visit my fiance family. Is that like a black thing or what is that? Did everybody do that?
I think it's a black thing. I think it's a thing. I think it's a thing, but more so like it's a black thing. We get those houses all the way out everywhere. Man. Everybody want to host something. San Bernardino, Hesperia, Apple Valley. Nah, man, shout out to you, Felix. But no, definitely, bro. Thinking about that growth spurt. Or in the minimum 6'5" nowadays, it's definitely the food. But yeah, back to the teenage time where you're still a boy. You know what I'm saying? You're a young man, but you're still a boy, and then there are other factors that come in hand, right?
Yeah.
So responsibilities definitely kick up a notch, but you're not all the way there yet. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's like I feel it coming. I still want to have fun. I just started liking girls. I just started, to do this. So I would share, and then I'll ask you. And that, what was the shift, or you felt like, the biggest transition from coming out of the wrestler kid in the childhood, and then also going to junior high school, you know, when it got real and you started to like girls. For me, it was like, wow. Like now I realize I'm in a pool of competitiveness.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Now I'm doing little silly stuff to
Try to get
garner attention.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Or
Mhm.
like stand out, or like realize, okay, I'm faster than everybody.
Right.
I want to race everybody now,
Mhm.
so I can show that I'm more dominant in this
Right,
area, right?
right.
And it definitely didn't have any super implications on anything at all, other
Mhm.
than this is how I know how to flex
Right.
my dominance or the things that I'm good at.
And I think that's like pre-men stuff. Like that's what we do. We wrestle. We show our strength. That's kind of, I mean, if you look at, you know, I hate to compare us to animals. We are animals, but like dogs, puppies, you know, lions, they just wrestle. They roughhouse all day to just see how test their strength. You know what I'm saying? And to get attention of the women. And you know, I mean, I think for me it was I think I had a different transition point too, because I started getting to my mama a lot. I started like feeling my, like when you realize you ain't, you know, you can't, your mama can't whoop your ass no more.
It's different. It is different. I think my mom is listening to the show, Bob. If you listening, I remember the day I snatched the belt like Puberty tape from you.
Right.
It was like, you better not hit me again.
Right. And that's when I knew it was time to move with my dad. I was like, okay, because I don't have the same fear for my mom. And my mom and dad been separated since I was 1. So that's why I knew it was time to move with my dad. And it was just timing. But I think for me, that was going into like 14.
Right.
You know what I mean? It was like this time for me to go and transition.
Like Trey from Boys in the Hood.
Absolutely. No, and you know why it's such a good movie? Because it's a
depiction of like a lot of the situations that happen that goes on, for sure.
Absolutely.
You know, and it goes in cadence and conversation of what we talk about right now. If you think about that story or that particular storyline, they had to navigate through some stuff. You know what I'm saying? They walk around, y'all want to see a dead body, or like throwing the football around, and you know, and just like growing up and seeing their transition. So, you know, like going back to you, your transition, you move with pops, you know, around that time. So
that's when I met y'all. You know
hell yeah. 100%. Eaglewood High School.
Yeah. For
sure. And for me, because I didn't have a dad present and not a lot of male figures, I felt like a lot of the lessons was learned hard. You know what I'm saying? Like I didn't know if you like a girl, she ain't supposed to like, or she ain't gotta like you back.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So dealing with like, oh, you don't like me back.
Right.
My heart is broken forever. Like I can't believe you don't like me back.
Right.
You know, so some of those nuances and some of those experiences that we go to from whatever perspective and background, I think anybody goes to, it definitely warrants and deserves attention for those transitions.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because we look and we may think like, oh, these are seamless, or we can like, okay, you're supposed to just grow up. But no, they come with some changes.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
For
I got
real.
a little hair on my lip now.
Man.
You know what I'm saying? I got like, what is it? I got hair around my pubic area. I got puberty.
Right.
And that comes with another responsibility. You know, when you understand it, like I said, I was 15. At that point, I can make a child.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
I know your mom listens to shit. She want to know how old you when we start having sex, man. She want to know.
Man, I was late, bro, and the reason I was late.
What's late though? I mean,
well, I would say late compared to a lot of my friends. I was 18, bro.
Really?
Yes.
No, you a damn lie, bro. We was in high school together, bro.
And I was a virgin into the 12th grade, bro.
Are you serious?
I'm dead ass. And for me, it was just more so of a focus on like, oh, I got all these things going on. And so I'm gonna tell you what, my mom used to sit me down and low-key scared me. She was working in the medical field at the time. So she'll show me like, oh, this is what a dirty pussy looking like. This blue waffle. This is this. And I'm like, I don't want no parts of this.
Right.
Until I got some parts of that.
Right.
Yeah, I was like 17 and a half, bro, going on 18, bro. So all the other stuff in between, you know what I'm saying? You got the oral, but I ain't never really interested in after that. It was rap.
That's interesting though. I mean, that's really probably the best time, because you learned a lot at that moment. You know what I'm saying? So
I did.
Yeah, that's pretty damn good. That's pretty cool, man.
Yeah, I held off as long as I could, and it went crazy afterwards.
It then went nuts.
It then went ballistic. And it wasn't even about making up for time. And I was like, I was missing out on this shit.
Right. And you now kind of a grown man at this point, so you do your own thing, you know?
Right. And I would say too, just to speak to that, and I'm curious to hear your experiences as well. But we talk about those transitions. I still was in teenage mode because I didn't have a lot of experience.
Yeah.
I didn't have a lot of knowledge outside of my homies.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And I don't want to put y'all stuff out there. Y'all was cracking stuff. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? It was up. It was it was a good time. I appreciate Latinx tapping in with the fire emojis for sure. But no, it was that. And so when I did get it, it was nobody ever told me, hey, this might be some of the best stuff you ever experienced in your lifetime.
Nobody told you what to do with it.
Nobody told me what to do with it, bro. It was lit.
Yeah, no, I think even, I mean, but let's talk about that. I mean, like having sex as a young man and what that maturation process is like, because when I first got my piece, like back then, like you didn't have sex with nobody that wasn't your girlfriend. So that's how I looked at it. Like I was on the hunt for a relationship so I can have some consistent, but I also thought I was gonna marry every person I had sex with. Yeah, because I was like, this is it. Like this is the best thing I ever had. Why would I leave this?
Yeah.
So even then, I feel like, when I first started off having sex, I wasn't like, oh, I'm about to dog everything. I was like, yo, like I'm trying to be with one person. And I guess for some reason we're taught to like go away from that. Like go away from just being one person.
We are, bro.
I wonder what that's about.
Well, I would say I would speak to my experience and I say a little bit of our experience. We grew up in for show player pimp culture, bro.
Right.
To where that was the norm. To where even if you wanted to stand up and be committed to one person and you perfectly content with that, everything outside of your existence saying, nah, this either ain't cool or all right, cool. We see what you're doing, but we about to go to these parties. And we about to be on,
it was the music, bro. That's what it was.
For sure.
It had to be the music.
Absolutely, bro. Because the music is predicated in exactly that culture.
Absolutely.
And then I would say one of the soundtracks that changed my life, Pretty Ricky.
I knew you was gonna say Blue Stars. Blue
Stars.
I knew you was gonna say it.
They brought the Miami flavor to LA and we went ballistic.
Everybody was a stripper.
Everybody, bro. I don't care if you was in shape and you knew how to do a two-step, you was a stripper.
If you wasn't in shape, bro. Big boys out there with the belly roll.
Yeah, rotated, bro.
That is hilarious.
That's real though.
No, that is real.
That's real though. Like, so yeah, the influence, the culture, the music, we call it pop culture, you know, between the music, the movies and all this and that. But nah, for real, bro, you wasn't cool. And not saying that people that stood steady with a lady for a long period of time, and you still got the high school sweethearts and they like, but I feel like they had tutelage somewhere along the lines of like, people to reroute, like, no, this is cool, y'all gonna have problems, but when the problems occur, these are some things and some modalities that you can implement and use. We didn't have none of that shit. You know what I'm saying? Well, I ain't gonna say I had minimum exposure to that, so if I got tired of something, I'm out of here.
Yeah, for sure.
For
sure. I definitely, if I would give I ain't gonna say advice, but know what I know now, I think I definitely would have focused more on the one person relationship at a time. I think I did that, but at a certain point I just didn't care. But I definitely feel like so we talk about boys and men, that maturation aspect in a relationship or how you treat women even now is totally different. Now understand the purpose of being with one person, why you would be with one person, for a man's perspective.
Yes.
For man perspective, it is for me, it's focus. Like focus is everything.
Absolutely.
So, women can have brought down empires for men,
They have.
Yeah, I mean, Cleopatra did it 3 times in a row,
Come on.
So I think that, maybe I would have focused on maybe sports. I think I would have been better at football if I hadn't been out there, doing my thing.
It is, and it is a responsibility to come with that. And then the second half of the show, we definitely gonna dive into like what it is now.
Yeah,
manhood.
Yeah.
So I look forward to that.
Yeah.
But it is like just as well as women brought down empires, they help build up empires too.
Way more
with that focus. Way more than what I'm saying. And it's true on both sides of the spectrum. I always make this joke of the story of Adam and Eve. Adam had everything he wanted.
Right.
But you don't eat nothing for this tree. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Eve like, hey man, I know what he said.
Bro.
I know what he talking about. I want this apple.
Right.
His focus is all, hey, I'm gonna get this apple from, because this Eve.
Right.
You know?
Right.
And so that can be both sides of the spectrum. You can take the biblical example and take it how you want to take it, but more so, I'm just giving the credit to the focus. And I agree with you. I agree with you. I'll talk a little bit about my relationship experiences, and then what I'm in now and what I understand to be at a point where I have more of a respect, because I've learned how to respect more.
Yeah.
I learned how to understand why this is important.
Yeah.
And the implementations and what I get back from this focus on not just one person. And you know what I'm saying? Like, it's hilarious. I remember being in the house one time in one of my prior relationships. I was like, man, I asked him, I was like, please, can you stay with me, please? Like, because if you don't, I don't know what I'm gonna do.
Right.
I might go outside and I don't know how to compartmentalize these different feelings. And I know that wasn't her responsibility, but me asking was just a cry, like, hey, man.
That's because you was in love. Like,
oh yeah.
I think I said this before. I think like when your first love is the only time you'll ever truly be in love. I feel like, because it's so new.
Yeah.
You don't now you understand love. It's different now. It's more of a psychological. You put a lot of logic around love now. It's not all emotion like it was when you first started.
It was pure.
It was pure. You didn't have. So now you understand. Like, okay, just because I like you don't mean I'm accept you. You know what I mean? Back then it was like, I'm accept you for whatever it is because nobody got nothing. But
man, that's
I for real, because I say to this day, I still would never feel like how I felt, because it's familiar now. It's like the first time you do anything, it's always gonna be different the first time. Like the first time you get on the microphone,
right?
It's totally different. Like you said, I got the BGs, like you know what I'm saying. Like the first time you do this, and then you get used to it, and then it becomes different. But something that you said that I want to bring up. You said respect, man. I'm glad you said you learn how to respect. I think from boys and men, that's a huge thing that we understand. Going from boys and men is not just how to respect women. That's one thing, but just respect in general, how you respect other men. And I think that for men, we draw the line on respect. Like literally, men and probably will always risk their life for respect.
Yeah.
Like respect is like where we draw the line, and it's wild because it seems like it's an ego thing. Or is it? Let me ask you, is it the ego, or why do we hold respect as such a high value as men?
I think it plays a role, right? But it comes with that maturity when you are able to still have a sense of self. Ego is a sense of self, and you know what you're worth. You know what you're dealing with. How you convey that to somebody else or how they perceive that could be whatever. And if you feeling like they ain't respecting or perceiving how you feel about yourself at a certain regard, it's a problem. Now, how is that a problem? That's that boys to men thing. You think about in high school when you were disrespected. First thing you want to do, run the fade.
Right, because that's gonna
run the fade.
Because it's the most respectable act that we can do.
In this barbaric stage, somebody has to come out victor. Then there's no discrepancy on who should be respected. At what regard, or how.
Even if it's a close call. Now we got a mutual respect for each other.
Absolutely. Yeah. Because I know your capabilities. Like you said that first, I know what I'm dealing with.
Yeah.
It's not unfamiliar now at that point. Yeah. So I think that, I don't know what in our makeup, keeps that desire to have a level of respect held in a certain way. If you want it, held, and how I just think that's in us, innately in us. How we deal with it, how we respond to it is through a maturation process, through an understanding, through maturity.
Yeah, I agree.
You know what I mean? And in high school, I'm shooting a fade. Or if I feel disrespect, I know I gotta fight. I gotta stand up in a certain way. Now in my adulthood, for one, I ain't wasting time. I ain't waste time with you. I know how to say things to clarify. Or I know how to ask in a certain way where I feel you shouldn't be disrespected, just to get some straightening before it has to go to a level.
Right, because straightening is funny. I heard T Grizzly say something funny. He was like, I ain't gonna snatch your chain. I'm gonna take it off politely.
That's more disrespectful than snatching my chain.
And I thought that was the funniest thing, because he's like,
Oh
imagine getting robbed like that. Like, no, you good, bro. You could just come on. You know what I'm saying? And honestly, I respect that a lot more. Like, I actually respect getting robbed like that than you trying to punk me. You know what I'm saying?
Trying to, like, look,
because I agree to the robbery now. You know,
because you understand
yes.
your sense of urgency and your need for whatever I got, and you can't get it how I got it.
Right.
You sparing my life.
Right.
You go ahead, bro.
And I respect.
I'm gonna get another. I respect that.
Here you go.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I think, you know, once again, even people who've gotten robbed or whatever the case may be, it come down to like a respect factor, or men that get into it, men that get into altercations, or how men get in altercation with women. I think, you know, that's always a thing, because women, you know, operate on a different, you know, playing field than we do. You know, they have a different set of rules, which they hold at a certain higher value than men do, you know. So, and you know, women, they're not gonna fight and just be cool. That's not how they don't
not at all.
Like
no, they gonna hold a grudge, or
they just fight differently.
Yeah,
we gonna just get out, and then we're gonna go get some pizza.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
They might put poison in your pizza.
So, you know,
take it to the next level, dog.
They got a whole different level. Man.
No, they do. I'm learning this, you know, as
women tap in. I want to know.
Please,
I want to know. You know?
Please, how do y'all handle y'all discrepancies, and what do y'all feel like respect is, or where's a non-negotiable on your respect?
I'm gonna cut the phone on so they can call in after the break.
Please do after this break, and we'll be back in 5, 4, 3, 2.
Wizard.
Yeah. Yeah.
From Ladies Night Radio Show. That's right, the entertaining, fun show with cheeseman, hot topics, and just all girl talk. This show is for the ladies, so make sure you catch it every Friday at 7:30 with me and my ladies, only on TGN Latinx.
Ladies and gentlemen, hip-hop. Affiliate Entertainment proudly presents hip-hop, the first of its kind. Battle rap card game based on the 4 elements of hip-hop. Are you ready? You can go to hiphop101game.com. Hip-hop.
Hey, what's up? This is Jasmine Gates. I am the host of the New Black History Maker Show, where we cover all things Black, the good, the bad, and the ugly. And we know you want to be in on this conversation. So make sure you catch us live every Friday at 3:30 p.m. on TGN Talk.
Hey, Michael, that's a dope ass shirt. What is that?
You know what it is. I only rock the Flyest gear, and the Flyest gear can be found with TGN Radio.
Where did you get it?
TGNradio.net. Go onto the page, click TGN Shop Store, and you can get everything you need.
I'm getting mine right now. And make sure y'all do the same. Go get your TGN merch. Enjoy your show.
What's up, ladies and gentlemen? This is Alex Himes from Courtside Radio. We'd love to have you tuning in every Monday and Thursday at 6:30 p.m. right here on the Good News Radio Network. Don't forget to tune in every week, people. We'll see you then.
Only on TGN Sports.
Oh my God, do you really know? Do you really know who you are, what you want, how to get it? Or are you just living to exist with drama-filled relationships, bored, unfulfilled desires, and now lack has become your hashtag? The difference between a spectacular life or an ordinary one is merely 15 minutes of discovery. Choose to live a fulfilled life narrated and created by your design. Book a 15-minute free consultation with Coach Zena, transformational practitioner specializing in human design and life coaching. Learn what awaits you. Go to CoachZena.com or on Instagram at coach.askzena.
We interrupt your regularly scheduled program to bring you this ratchet announcement. What's up? It is Kelvin Unique, one half of the Get Right Radio Show that happens each and every Sunday live right here on TGN Talk. Do not miss it, because we're about to get you right.
Got a cough, allergies, mucus buildup, or do you just want to boost your immune system overall? Well, at the organic option, we make it easy to get your plant-based nutrients daily with organic tinctures and herbal capsules. Just put a few drops of tincture in your water, tea, or juice of your choice, and you'll be on your way to a healthier lifestyle in no time. Super blends like sea, just a few drops of tincture in water, tea, or juice of your choice, and you'll be
created by your design.
And we back.
Yeah, we back.
Are you seeing me?
Yeah, I was on mute though. We back, y'all. If you just tuning in, I appreciate you tuning in live from the den. We having a discussion. We talking about boys to men, the maturation process, the transitions feel free to call in, man. Actually, if you're using the app, the Good News Radio app, call in via the app. Call in live in the studio. Traditional phone. You can call 323-900-0478. I'm gonna say that again because I thought I sound cool. That's 323-900-0478. Call in and talk to us.
Yeah, you can just hit call studio on the app. You can call right in and be a part of this conversation. We, because this is interesting. That what we talking about, from boys to men, and we on the talking about respect. How that's something we have to learn.
Absolutely,
coming into our maturation as men,
and it's an ever growing process
for sure.
It's you always adding on how you can be a more respectable person
for sure,
and that's a quality people love.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying. I say like in everyone's top 5, and I think this is men and women. And they name the list of qualities and attributes they will want in a person. They want to see, like, what with your kid, yourself, or a spouse. Respect is in that top 5.
Let me ask you a question. What do you consider your greatest sign of disrespect?
Greatest sign of disrespect would be if I establish some boundaries and you purposely are antagonizing those boundaries, like on purpose. And you know what's up. I think that's one of the greatest signs of disrespect.
I need an example, bro. I need a clear example.
Right. So let's say I don't always want to use like disputes in the way, but like we think about respect, we think about men. So right. I'm gonna use that. So if I'm out with my lady, and we together, you know what I'm saying? You call upon yourself to ask, her a question on some dumb shit, or like, I'm saying, like, hey, how you doing? I was wondering if I could get your number or something like that. There's obviously a boundary line within us rolling up. So that means you're looking at me like I ain't shit or I don't matter. You know what I'm saying? Or like you might, you know what I'm saying?
So how do you respond to that? Like what is now your action that? So, okay, so you're at the bar with your lady, you know what I'm saying? You looking good, she looking good, but I'm like, whatever, this dude ain't nothing. I go up to you, I start talking to your lady. You say, no, she good, bro. I'm like, okay, that's what's up, bro. You good. And I keep talking to your lady.
That laugh says it all.
So how do you respond now at your mature level? Like, what do you do?
I think I would have to assess, the energy of the room. You know what I'm saying? Like if you on some like you can feel it. Like disrespect isn't always like verbally said.
Mm-hmm.
Like if we have already established that, and I was like, hey, I've already spoken.
Mm-hmm.
I ain't got nothing else to say, bro. I'm taking off.
You taking off?
I'm taking off, bro. I'm taking
off,
bro.
I
still got some growing to do. You know what I'm saying? I might take off because.
That's hilarious.
Yeah, and that's just me saying, like, in this moment, like, you know what I'm saying? But I just couldn't fathom, like, I'm like, hey, bro, we good? Like, yeah, right. Shut up. And you continuously,
right?
What else am I supposed to do?
I don't know.
That's what I'm saying. I feel like I have to do, for example, and I don't even want to revisit like old news or whatever, but it's still relevant. In Will Smith's situation. Do you feel like he was disrespected, or Jada was disrespected, or like whatever the case may be? Like, you don't know.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying.
I mean, that's honestly a great example of who would take that situation different, because I don't know. Like I said, I can't say what I would do because once again, when you're on a national stage at that moment, it's also you're trying to, you're on national TV. You can't really respond how you normally would, what I'm saying? So yeah, I mean,
it's tough. Give me an example of a deal breaker, which like that's ultimately one of the things that is disrespectful to you.
I think somebody like spitting on me is like, now it's like, okay, now like and like now it's like the way I see fighting is like, okay, now we must fight. It's not even like I'm not about to fire on you. I'm like, hey bro, let's just go ahead. Like, because I don't want to catch you off guard. Like, I'm just ready for the rumble at this point because you're ready for it. And I see that you know what I mean? Because I wasn't tripping. So I feel like there's certain acts that if it doesn't necessarily affect me physically, I'm not going to respond in a physical manner. You know, so even if
I respect that.
even if you shoot me off, okay.
Yeah.
At this point, this situation is out of my hands.
Mhm.
Now, if it's different, if you know my lady, she's like he grabbing on her or something like that. That's a
Right.
whole different story. Now it's physical. Now it's a physical matter.
Mhm.
But if it's just words and you can say whatever you want to disrespect me.
Yeah.
I'm not really tripping. You know what I mean?
I respect that as a man. That's great. And I think if I did take off, my lady would be like, "Why would you do that?" And you know what I'm
Right.
saying? Like
I could have handled it. You know what I'm saying? Right.
You know, and
Of course.
I respect that too. Like
Of
I
course.
said, I got some.
Because I really don't want to fight nobody.
I don't, bro.
Last time I got in a fight, bro, like my hands were hurting. And I was like, damn, like I felt like I won, but I did not because my hands are hurting. Like
Everybody's a loser,
something.
bro.
Everybody's losing.
Everybody's a loser.
Everybody's losing. So,
So
I really don't want to.
me
I don't
either.
want to.
Me
So,
either.
but it is what it is.
And so I I just gave that scenario, but it's funny the way because you know how you frame stuff like, wait, what if he don't go nowhere? Like, what
Right.
if he-
I mean, because
yeah, but that's true though.
Yeah, because some dudes
That's
are
true
just
to me.
gonna stand, feel like whatever, you know.
And I think a lack of maturity, and we're talking about from boys to men. I've been in scenarios or situations where I've been with people and stuff pop off because it popped off, and I don't know what's going on. I just got to help out because that's just the code and the creed. That's just the code.
Yeah.
And you find out what happened when you get back to the house. Now you want to fight this dude
because you got
it's like some dumb shit.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So that's why I respect our friendship.
Yeah.
Because when it was time to defend ourselves in a certain way, we was with it, bro.
Yeah.
But it's always like a level of respect, a level of things that we've garnered and we carried it in a different way.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And so it's just one of those things where it's a continual process. It's a continual process of
So I still got some growing to do.
yeah. Because even when you said it, I was flaring up. Like I was putting myself in the scenario or the situation. Like, damn, I'm like, bro, like we good. Like, yeah, man, shut your ass up. Yeah. Like, hey, all right, babe, let's go. Because I'm thinking like we get home. She could be like, anybody else come up, you ain't gonna do that.
Right. No, I mean, and that's even that. Like,
assess it,
so
So
now it's not about the respect. It's about
surprise.
It's about my lady respecting me.
Exactly.
And feeling like I got, I can't protect her. And that's I guess that's another level, man.
It's different. It's a duality with this, but
it really is.
I think how we talked about being young boys, wrestling and just interactive. We talked about puberty and going to teenage years and how we would do that. So we talk about young adulthood and that transition. I think that's when you start paying attention, like the consequences of my choices and actions come with a little bit more repercussion.
Yeah. So
if I fight, I ain't just gonna get expelled. Somebody might try to kill me.
Or I might go to jail.
I might go to jail now. Or the probability of me going to jail is very high.
Absolutely.
So those decision making. So we talk about and transition to those conversations of like young men, right? We already experienced women in a certain capacity. We got the jobs that we know we ain't gonna stand, but we need to keep a little money in our pocket. We got our first or second car. What was the experience like then, and what was the maturity level you would say from your experience around that time era of that particular era of young adult Keith?
I would say college was my best friend at the time. College gave me a buffer to continue to make mistakes and not get judged harshly.
Wow.
And because no matter what happens, when you put that, he's in college, they give you a break all the time because it's just like there's an expectation of you being in college or you doing dumb stuff. And then there's also, you're still trying to do something good. So there's this air of you're on the right track and you just made a mistake. And I think for me, I understood that, I mean, even my interaction with the police, when they found out I was in college, you go to Northridge? All right, we're going to let you go like all the time. You know what I'm saying? So it was just, for me, I had that buffer of college to really help me transition, where I can make those like mistakes. But hopefully I'm answering the question correctly.
Oh, you are, yeah, absolutely.
But yeah, I mean, I guess I'm trying to ask the question again, bro. My mind went somewhere else.
You were definitely answering the question correctly. But it provoked a thought. And so for myself, it was like I didn't think about that. I didn't think about not being in college and probably making the same mistake that you would have made, but it's perceiving like, well, you ain't trying to do shit, so get your dumb ass. You only get one. You only get one choice. And so the question was, during that time of your young adult years, where you matured out of being a teenager and you stepping into that college realm, what do you think your maturity level was, or like how would you have handled respect, or how did you handle respect around that time, or disrespect?
Okay, so around that time, and I'm gonna give a huge kudos to Phi Beta Sigma, because my process of becoming a Sigma taught me so much about poise and respect and holding your ground and not reacting. So I could say that I was a lot more, when you come from LA, you kind of wear a chip on your shoulder where ain't nobody gonna fuck with me. Ain't nobody gonna say nothing to me. I'm from LA. I ain't taking no disrespect.
True as day.
You know what I'm saying? I'm not taking that shit. You know what I mean? So I think that was when I first went to college. So I'm 18, 19, right? I was trying to find my tribe with people who was like that. You know what I'm saying? Who was closer to, you know, not taking no shit, which I found myself kind of low key at one time, kind of veering towards the wrong crowd, actually, early on, because I'm from Inglewood. So I'm trying to find, you know, I'm hanging out with those who still think they kind of game banging. And I'm just trying to find my tribe there. So once again, I give Phi Beta Sigma a lot of credit because I was able to find solace with them and learn so much more about maturity and manhood. I think Sigma has so much to do with my maturation. I can't discount any of that process. So I think that was the biggest thing. You know, I learned how to respond instead of react to certain things.
Wow. Respond opposed to reaction. Shout out to your frat, bro, because I feel like, you know, at that time, you know, being one of your best friends, and you still pulling on us to do something great, you know, inviting us to different spaces, you know, at the university. And I think it has very strong implications on like just the trickle down of like, you know, how I understood and learned to do different things. But the responses, the response over the reaction. Wow, that's that has, in my opinion, and there's probably extensive amount of data on that, especially when it comes to black men, that one choice to do something, whether reactionary or to prove a point because your ego is struck, or that ended a lot of lives in this physical realm and put a lot of people in prison.
Man, I'll share this story, even though it's sacred. I'll share this story when
I appreciate
when I was in my process, you know what I'm saying? That's all I can say. But if you pledge a fraternity or sorority, you know exactly what I'm talking about. There's a certain situation where somebody has smashed a burrito, and it was one of my biggest moments in life that I understood what it was, what ego was. This is the first time I ever understood this. It never occurred to me. Somebody had smashed a burrito in my face and rubbed it all in my face, sour cream and shit all in my nose, right? And that sounds like crazy, right? If somebody came in this room and did that, we're gonna fight, correct? Right. So that's my mind. At this point, I'm only like about a week into my process, so I'm still learning how to be, you know, going into this state, right? So I'm still I had a lot of growing to do. Yeah. And I remember I just snapped and I what we call it break mode. I broke mode. I'm hot. I'm going off. This and that. My AD, he took me into the fucking the restroom. He was like, "Hey man," like he was mad at me. I'm like, "What the fuck you mad at me for?" Like he's like, "Hey bro," he was like, "Did it hurt?" I was like, "No." He was like, "So stop being a bitch." Did it hurt you? He was like, "Learn how to respond." What you should have did, you should have made a joke. You should have said, "Oh, big brother, was that? Did they put guacamole in that?" He said, "You gotta make it yours." Wow. You know what I'm saying? You gotta own it. He's like, "It didn't hurt you, bro. Your feelings is hurt. Stop being a bitch." That's what he told me.
Profound.
I know. So shout out to my AD for that, man, because that was one of the biggest moments of my life as far as learning how to deal with something that seems so disrespectful.
Yeah.
I'm like,
he said sour cream and everything.
I was all in my nose, bro. I was hot. I was so upset.
Wow.
I was like hot. Like I was like, I'm about to quit. Like mad. Like I need to fade everything. You know what I'm saying? And the response of the brothers there, they was like, "Man, he ain't gonna make it." And I didn't like that either. Man, he too soft. So because I let my ego get the best of me, I was considered soft in that area. Like, bro, you're not strong enough for this. Your ego not in check. You're not gonna make it. You're not man enough. So it's like it re-challenged my everything that I thought about what it was to be a man, you know, and what it really is to be a man is to hold your poise.
Bro.
Yeah.
Let me go ahead and give some kudos and an applause for that, honestly, because that's the ultimate sign of poise.
Yeah.
Especially when you understood the mission.
Yeah.
You know, but then there was that reassurance of like, nah, we know who you about.
Mm-hmm.
Let me go in here and check this particular thing. Even though that was something that was like where you come from, that's a deal breaker. Like you said, that's more than a fade.
Bro, that's why most people don't even try. They won't even join the fraternity or because they can't. I ain't never gonna let nobody
can't fathom the thought of that, you know. And why my whole life I was seeking structure like that.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? I was a late bloomer, and I feel like when I did go back as a non-traditional student, I was a little older and I had more responsibility. So I was like, well, shit, you know, here nor there. But that's actually amazing because practices like that and having an experience like that, like you said, you already gave it the credit, but it has strong implications on the man you are today.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
How you move, how like you've always been a hustler. You know what I'm saying? That's innately. I just think that's something. But to double down on it and put the work in and the consistency and like not being rattled and being able to maintain that focus.
Yes.
With yourself, also in your relationship, bro, like those things come to this day. And I think this is a great time to transition on like the men understanding today manhood.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It looks different for everybody, but there's just certain ingredients that I think you must have in order to keep this thing growing.
And what it means to be a man today, even.
Exactly.
You know, I think that, you know, what I learned, like I said, more than anything was that I heard this profound thing today too on Instagram. He was like, you know, like a man is not what do you say? It's not like a weak man or like a submissive man or like a powerless man. That's not like that's not a man is actually like is super powerful and can destroy things. But the one that has it under control, that's the man. You know what I'm saying? So it's about having all those powers under control. So it's great that you can whoop somebody's ass,
right?
But what makes you a man is not whooping nobody's ass. And even though you could, and I think that's the strength. That's the self-strength that, you know, I think that we learn throughout, you know, life. Obviously, as we get older, you know, it's what you're not doing, how you like I said, how you respond,
right?
And like I said, I just go back to my process, and that was one of the hardest things I've ever had to do in my life till this day. And you know,
that's fire, bro.
Yeah.
I can give a story where I had to put ego all aside, to save my life.
Wow.
So I'm at Rouse, and it's no longer a Rouse anymore. But I used to work at Rouse, but now I was just really at this. I was working at the Rainbow off of Slauson and Crenshaw. It's a Rainbow over there. Shout out to Nip. But I'm in there, and this Rainbow is like a woman, like a low budget women's clothing store.
You love Rainbow.
Exactly.
You go there right before the club.
Exactly.
You get what you need. Yep, go right there.
So I'm walking from my lunch break or whatever break, walking from Rainbow to Rouse, and this is 60s hood. So I'm a young man, you know. I just doing my thing. I'm coming out the store. These girls like, yeah, maybe I should talk to him. And I'm looking like, talk to me? Like, yeah, let him talk to me about. And he's like, yeah, cuz turn around. I'm gonna blow his head off. Let him turn around right now. Bro, how many people would have turned around just to see what was going on?
Or just to prove like
who you talking to? My spirit tapped on me. He was like, man, just keep walking, bro. This dude and they problems ain't worth it. I walked from there with the from Rouse across the parking lot to Rainbow with that little lump in my throat. Like I want to cry, I want to fight this dude. I'm like, when I got in there, and then when I got home and I reflected on the poise and in the wits that I had not to jeopardize anything that I had going on, that was the power.
Absolutely.
That was the value right there.
Yep.
From that day, honestly, bro, I was like, damn, this is gonna be some tough decisions you're gonna have to make in your life. Even though it wasn't a whole lot of examples of veering the right way. you know, I thank God for intuition
Mhm.
because it brought me to different spaces to where I didn't have those examples.
Mhm.
But I'm just saying, even something like that, man, it's crazy the things that we would do in order to not show discipline, you know, or be not poised.
Man, I got a story where I was reading a book at the time, The Four Agreements, and I swear every time I start reading, it's like perfect timing.
Mhm.
So, and one of the chapters in the Four Agreements talks about take nothing personal. You know, about we take too many things personal, and we shouldn't. Long story short, I'm driving. I'm right there on National Boulevard. It's the day after the Dodgers win the World Series, right?
yeah.
The day after. I'm driving on National. It's in the morning time. It's hella traffic. My car stalls. I don't know why. It just stops, right? And everybody's blowing their horn. Bum, 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 bum. You're a green light, right? I'm like, damn, okay. Like, so the dude pulls up next to me. He's blowing his horn. Bum, bum, bum. He's blowing his horn. And then he looks at me and he's like going off, like, motherfucker, this, and that thing. Now, mind you, I'm gonna say this. But I got the thing on me. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because, you know, 50% of the time is with me. You know what I'm saying? You
right.
don't know. I ain't gonna tell y'all which 50% of the time.
Hey,
but
just
I
don't
got
go.
it with me.
Mhm.
So I'm thinking like he has no idea who he's talking to.
Mhm.
So I refer back to the book. I said, I'm not gonna tell you. He don't know me. How can I take this personal?
Wow.
He don't know me. So he's mad about something else. I mean, he's going off. I mean, dude was like, what's up? What's up? Like, right? And I'm looking at him. I stared at him like this, and I rolled down my window. Guess what I said to him? I said, "I'm sorry. I apologize." Bro, hold on. I'm not. The best part didn't even happen yet. I said, "I'm sorry. I apologize. My car just stopped, man. I don't want to cause no convenience for nobody. I don't know what happened to my car." The dude looked out his window and looked back. He took a big ass sigh. He was like, "You need help moving your car? Park this car. This mid traffic, bro. Park this car. Got out. Recruited somebody else to help me push my car to the side. It was a gas station right there.
Wow.
And I was thinking like, wow, look how my energy changed this whole interaction.
And
it could have been a
totally different experience,
bro,
based off of your energy and how you reacted to the situation.
I could have flashed on him,
and that's why.
You know what I'm saying?
Real talk.
I could have turned it up.
Right.
I could have matched his energy.
Right. And that's true today. That's true to this day. And what we like to do too, man, that's just a profound, amazing story on the den. Is try to leave with some different tools and some modalities based around the subject that you can take in. So we'll try to give our opinion on some the attributes and the qualities to I guess start practicing, you know, for manhood. And that's one of them, just the ultimate poise right there.
Yeah.
4 agreements. Don't take it personal.
Don't take it personal.
Don't take it personal, bro. And with that, what they say, you catch more bees with honey than,
absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? Than whatever else you try to catch it with.
40 laws of power.
You know
what I'm saying? Yeah.
And so that's amazing, bro. And I think right now at this juncture in my life, you know, I appreciate the type of poise. And I know I gave the example of like, I take off on such and such, but I did preference it like I would have to assess the energy in it.
Right, of course.
A lot of it is it ain't worth it to me.
Right.
It's really not, because I don't take it personally.
He don't know you.
He don't
How
know.
could it be? Like, and I don't think we do that enough. We don't recognize like this can't be personal.
Right.
Like, you don't know me. It's almost like to the point like I'll tell myself like I'm not fighting nobody I don't know.
Yeah, because that's wild.
What are we doing?
You're not bringing your bad day energy over here.
Yeah, like what am I doing? Like I'm getting into it with somebody I don't know. What am I doing? I'm wasting my time.
I had a visual of him. You squared or somebody squared up with two. Like, for what are we doing?
I mean, what if we went outside and just squared up with somebody? He'd be like, what are we doing?
What's going on?
You know, like, but we take
talk.
things personal all the time because we feel like it's an attack on, you know, respect or, you know, as men, our manhood or whatever the case may be. So it's, you know, for me, it's funny because like when I see things out or like even funny when I'm driving now, I don't get road rage ever. I don't get road rage. I don't even trip. You know what I mean? Like when somebody even get mad, they honk their horn. I just when they fly past me, I kind of smile. I'll be like, oh well, you're a little upset. You don't know me. I don't know you.
What's going on? Right.
Bro, I know we don't know each other.
Yeah.
So, anyways.
No,
yeah.
that's bro. That's and we'll lead and leave with that profound I would say advice. If you haven't read the book, Four Agreements.
Short read, man.
Short read. One to get.
Oh,
I actually gifted that to my sister, my girl sister. Hopefully she read it. I'm gonna actually we'll do Q&A on it. No, but that's fire. So, while we wrap this up, bro, just give me one thing that someone can focus on that'll enhance their maturation of manhood, that they can continuously do. So I read this earlier. It was like, take responsibility for your life and set high standards. And for me, that showed up as being consistent, even when I don't want to do that stuff. Shit.
So is this just for men?
Let's go in general.
Okay.
Let's go in general.
Take care of your body. That's the place to start. If you start taking care of your body, things start to roll over. It just spills over into the rest of your life. Honestly.
And bro, we both have a way that we taking care of our bodies.
Yep.
Your running motivated me. We marathon brothers.
We marathon
you know
brothers.
What I'm saying? Marathon brothers, bro. That's another topic, that we can talk about on a future show, man. But definitely appreciate you tonight, bro.
Man. Yeah, for sure, man. I enjoyed
coming
myself.
in live from the den. Every Monday, 7:30, TGN. You already know. You tuned in.
Yeah, and that's it, man.
Live
from the den, man. We out of here.
From the den, we out here. Your six pack looking good too.
I appreciate it. Perfect.